Okay, welcome to the Canary the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan and my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We're here to entertain you, educate you, and maybe even make you laugh.
Sounds like a
plan. Where the hell are we, Dave?
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to this week, so...
So let's talk about women in space.
All on you.
Not the porn where the women live in the space capsule and the cable guy goes up to fix their cable. Not that women in space.
I don't know any other women in space.
So Bezos sent some women up into space.
Okay.
Or so they say.
Okay.
So I don't know if... Well, so the women... the one woman, I forgot her damn name. I don't really care. She's like, no, we were doing research up there. Now, that may be true. So that may be true, because I think they're trying to fake another space thing.
Okay. So they're doing
So they want to know if we're so stupid enough to believe they're sending shit into space.
What now? Do they have like dirty dishes up there, or
no? They were only supposedly in space for 11 minutes.
11 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, but it's really weird because their hair doesn't. They faked it. I mean, there's.
I don't know why your hair would get messed up.
Well, because you have no gravity, so long hair would go up.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all ponytailed, I mean, see, this is why you got to keep these in order.
Oh, I did. Okay. So here's the video. I went to the end.
At the stage.
So this thing just landed.
The media shows you all over the news that they're waiting for the guy.
Now they're inside the capsule.
Okay.
Good. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
damn it!
You missed the part that you wanted.
No, there's a...
Once again, watch them open the pressurized capsule.
So they're in a pressurized capsule. They open the door.
Yeah.
And they're told to shut it.
It's not cue time yet.
Well, okay, so...
And then you have the stage...
So all this shit, like, they could have been filming a promotional video?
No, this is legit. Like,
no, I'm saying, like, they filmed a promotional video, and then, like, went into space, whether you believe that or not, and then just, like, showed the video.
No, this was like supposed to be happening live. Like Katy Perry was on here. Bezos' girlfriend was in there. I believe. What's Oprah's lesbian's lover name?
I don't fucking.
I think she was in there.
You're the pop culture one.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the one with all the Taylor Swift albums right back there.
Oh yeah, Tay. No, so
why would you lie? I mean, I understand why would you lie? Like
why did they fake the moon landing for?
Well, they didn't. Like, I don't know.
We're getting Dave where he needs to be. No, so I don't believe they went into space.
Yeah, because we'd go to space all the time.
Well, look how clean that thing is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it, if it came through the ozone layer, wouldn't it be like burned and dirty?
I don't know how this should like.
But the thing is, it's all women. They made a big deal about it being all women.
Yeah.
Did you see a steering wheel in there?
Well, maybe they crashed.
Did you see a joystick in there?
They crashed the original one, and they had to refilm it.
Yeah. No, there was no women controlling it.
You don't control that thing. That's
okay, but then why is it all a woman? So you think a woman made this pod? A woman steered this pod?
I don't know.
It's all about, it's good for mankind, and one of the girls on there is like, well, it's person kind. Oh, Jesus. Why is it all woman? Where's the fucking trans woman at? If they want to fucking represent women...
Did you check?
There was no trans woman on there.
How do you know?
Well, I mean, Katy Perry does look like a man a little bit. Sorry, Katy Perry. I had to throw the only name I can think of. Like, she listens. Like, she's going to be
hey, I'm looking at our stats here, and we just lost, like, 2 listeners, so...
So we have no listeners now? Mm-hmm. No, it's like, so they're obsessing on this woman thing, and I'm just like, why? What's the big fucking deal? But you know a man was steering it from the ground.
Glass ceiling, that's why.
You know this guy's like, he's like, women, I gotcha, we gotcha. And they're like, oh, it's all women trip. They brought up like little toys with them. They play with little toys. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh, because they
don't click show that. God damn it. I'm going to edit that out. Idiot.
Oh, come on. You're the mouse. I'm working off of this shit.
What?
So, let's see him in
I'll just
space.
blur it.
Oh, come on. Maybe this is not the right video for this. In actual, because there's no video of them taking off. There's only video of them up in the pod when it looks like they're in outer space.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
who gives a shit? Like,
well, it's a big deal in pop culture.
Let them have their little, ceremony.
Yeah, there's no. I guess this. I was only showing. I wanted this video because the door opened up, and they.
I didn't see that part, and that's why I didn't know what the fuck is this because I didn't follow.
Yeah.
Once we lost our X account, I've been out of the news.
It's just Jeff Bezos is jealous of Elon Musk. And he's well, no, I mean Elon Musk actually did something and sent people to space.
Did he send women to space?
Well, he rescued a woman from space.
Well, yeah.
So isn't that better?
Well, why was she stuck in space?
Because our government doesn't know how to fucking build a rocket ship.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, no, it just annoyed me because they're just like, it's all a woman thing. It's all a woman thing. Who the fuck is driving? Show that woman with where she's at in NASA with the fucking joysticks and shit, or a steering wheel. No, it's all fake. What the fuck? It got called fake like within like a couple hours.
Yeah.
The opening of the door was the biggest issue because apparently you can't open the door from the inside on a pressurized cabin.
I don't see why that would be the case.
Well, because you don't want the door to open in space if they were actually in space.
Sure, but they do like spacewalks.
They might have opened the door like at the wrong time.
I don't know.
I
mean, wouldn't they be just getting ready the whole time? Because only 11 minutes.
And their training was like a day. And they're calling themselves astronauts.
You ever seen a woman get ready for something in 11 minutes?
That was,
not a thing.
Well, they brought toys up, and they brought a flower up. There's like, well, we were doing research, and they wanted to know if a plant could survive in outer space.
Oh, did they throw it out the airlock?
No, they left it in the compact.
Then of course it would survive. They're there.
Because they were breathing. They didn't have any mask on, and they thought a plant would die up in space because of pressure, the solar flares. I don't know.
Oh my god.
No, it got called bullshit pretty quick. They haven't admitted it, but the women are like, I don't know why people are questioning us. And it was not an up and down ride. We went to space. We're astronauts.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
okay.
No, the definition of astronaut, there actually is a definition of an astronaut. You have to do something meaningful in space.
What?
So all the guys who went up on the moon landing?
Who decided this?
It was NASA. I don't know, the government, they.
So the government says it, so therefore Ron believes it. Okay.
Well, no,
gotcha.
it's
Gotcha.
It's don't call yourself an astronaut if you actually went to space for 11 minutes. That's not much of an astronaut. Because even when
was Chuck Yeager an astronaut?
No, well, yeah, did he ever go to space?
I don't know if he ever went to space.
Did anybody go to space? Is space real?
It must be real.
Is the moon real?
Of course it's real.
How do you know it's real?
I can see it.
Well, it could be a light bulb.
Yeah, but it's real.
So it's a real light bulb.
Whatever it is, it's real.
Okay. But can you land and walk around on a light bulb?
Yes.
You can?
Yeah.
You got some strong-ass light bulbs, man. Whoa. So, all right. Is that all I want to make fun of the women for? All right, so Joe Biden came back in case you missed him. Did you see that?
I heard it, but I didn't go watch it. Once I'm done with the social media, I'm done. I don't give a fuck. You're now the news guy. This is all you.
Okay, so it's very possible that Biden.
Don't click that.
Biden might have said the smartest thing he's ever said before.
It was 50 years. It's hell turning 4 years old, anyway. But back in, it was 50 years. It's hell turning 4 years old, anyway.
I don't know if that was a wet fart, a dry fart, but he did fart.
Was that actually in the audio, or did somebody just mean?
No, it's all over. That Biden farted loudly. But then he made some speech about when he lived in Scranton, Scranton Joe.
Scranton, PA.
And he was in 4th grade, and he was shocked to see colored kids on the bus. Now, I get it. You're in the 50s back then.
Yeah.
And you're in the 20s now. Maybe colored people's not the right fucking word.
Well, they keep changing the word. Like, what are you supposed to say?
Colored. I get the whole black African American thing. I'm just.
Well, we can't call them the N-word, so you got to call them colored people. Oh, we can't call them colored people, so you got to call them African American. Oh, we can't say African American. You got to say black bodies. Now we're going to change that. I mean, what is this?
But colored,
pick a fucking word.
I get it. I understand that, but colored people, that's just not a word.
Why?
What color?
Colored. Like, okay.
So there were Mexicans on that bus?
Well, so they have melanin, which colors their skin.
No, but what color?
And we don't.
Right, there's black, there's brown, there's yellow, there's red. And so they're just like, all the colors of the rainbow on that bus?
Yes.
I kept waiting, because you know how Joe Biden fucks up, I kept waiting for him to break out in the song. The wheels on the bus go, the colored kids on the bus go round and round, round and
But only in the back.
The colored kids.
They gotta be in the back.
The colored kids in the back of the bus go round and round. Oh, Jesus Christ. There goes, I would say there goes YouTube, but we've said a lot worse than that.
Yeah,
and
YouTube.
They kept us on.
Your algorithms are not up to YouTube. We're trying, man.
So you seem to have something over here on this computer screen that you want to like talk about.
I don't want to talk about it, but that's one of the Monero Challenge entries, which I guess let's get to that.
We'll do that because it looks like we are.
So last week we asked, what would you do with your own pack of cloned dire wolves?
Oh, that's right.
That was not very popular. We only had 2 responses, so I guess our fans are not dire wolf people.
Well, I think because in all honesty, I think for dire wolf, you almost got to be a Game of Thrones fan.
No, you don't.
I've never heard the term dire wolf until I watched Game of Thrones.
No, it's been in Dungeons and Dragons. It's been in Lord of the Rings.
Wait, we said something nerdy, and the nerds didn't jump out here.
I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, we got MavMcQ as our first entry. Spell that right. And he says, I'm a trail runner, and I've always wanted a good running dog for protection while running in the mountains. I'd use my wolves to protect me from lions, bears, snakes, and from the most dangerous animal, humans.
Yeah, mankind.
So he gave a serious answer. Which,
person kind. Sorry, I don't want to upset the fucking women in space.
We did not say you had to be funny, so that's a valid answer.
Yeah.
And then second was Ayn, A-Y-N, and he sent a photo, which is, you can see that, and he says, I would use my fire, I guess he spelled dire wrong, wolf to attack Oliver Chase in a nap-compatible way. So,
in a nap?
Non-aggression principle.
Oh, okay.
But here he has a photo of a wolf eating Oliver Chase's face off, so I don't know, but...
Oh, I thought they were making out.
No, well... it's up to them. Yeah,
the mouth.
Consenting dire wolves, I don't care what you do on your own time. But that's Ayn's entry, so let's see who wins.
So how does a dire wolf consent? By not eating you?
I don't... That's what he did. Ask Ayn. And there you go, Ayn's the winner. So
track us down.
Track us down, get your Monero, and whatever you do with your consenting dire wolf in your own time, that's up to you. So let's move on.
Okay, there's actually not a whole lot to move on to, so we got to start faking it to make it. I guess some other stuff.
It was a slow week. Like, even though I wasn't paying attention to a lot.
I mean, Trump and China, the fight with Trump and China is actually entertaining me because I want to see China lose big. Because I am pro tariffs.
Yeah, why? It's fucking stupid.
Why? What's wrong with tariffs?
China is not our enemy. They're just people.
Okay, they are our enemy.
No, they're not.
Well, did you see what they're doing, though? They're posting videos on TikTok. Hey, you want to buy a Gucci purse? No, colored people?
No. I saw them make fake ads of fat white people making iPhones in a sweatshop.
How dare them call us fat white people? No, they're trying to sell their luxury items. Like, buy a Gucci purse from us, you'll love the discount.
Well, yeah,
because they make the Gucci purses there.
They also make the fake ones.
Right, but they're going to use the real stuff in these and try to sell them to people.
Sure, it's the same shit. I mean, who gives a fuck?
Well, you can actually tell the fake ones. There is.
No, but I'm saying if it's from the same factory, then you can't tell because it's the same product. It just Gucci's doesn't give their seal of approval. There's no certificate of authenticity.
They can fake a purse. They can't fake a piece of paper.
Well, they could, but when you go log into the Gucci website, it'll say no such or this purse has already been claimed by so and so or whatever.
Okay. Oh, let's talk about this is the kid that stabbed the kid. You brought it up.
Oh yeah. We talked about that.
So, have you seen the video?
What video?
There's a video of him stabbing that white kid.
What?
I haven't watched it.
Where did that come from? I didn't see that.
They say there's a video. I don't want to see it.
I didn't see it. I want to see it.
Well, look it up and see. No, I don't want to show it on the podcast. Somebody said there's a video. I didn't go looking for it.
I don't think there is.
Because I legit don't want to see it. But I will say his family is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I heard what they're doing, and yeah, that's. I mean, so yeah, someone set up a GoFundMe or GiveSendGo or whatever the fuck for the kid to get legal fees and shit. Which fine. You should. Kyle Rittenhouse said the same thing, and yes, these sites are fucking bullshit where they cancel some and not others. But the family apparently used some of that money to buy a new house for themselves.
And a large SUV.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I know that there's no strings attached to that money, but come the fuck on. Your kids are, on trial.
Your kid's going in front of a court. The judge is a piece of shit judge.
I mean, get fucking Johnny Cochran over here. What are you doing?
But they have to pay for a lawyer. So are they going to want more money to pay for the lawyer? Or they just give a public defender?
No, I don't know how much they spent of it. Did they spend all of it? They don't spend.
They bought a fucking house.
Okay, but how much was it?
I believe they got $750,000.
Okay.
So the SUV was probably about $100,000. It was an
Jesus
Escalade.
Christ, dude. Johnny Cochran, come on, man.
So the house, it looked like it was the video that I saw, they were coming out of a building. So I don't know if they bought a condo in a high rise, or if that was a courtroom they were coming out of. I just don't know. It didn't say. But yeah, so it's at this point, everybody else is not. It was not self-defense. I say if it's 2-on-1, you have a plea for self-defense. But again, I haven't seen the video.
Yeah, obviously he has a. I mean, he has a plea. That's what he's going to take as his defense. Whether it works or not, I don't know.
But there is certain aspects you have to meet for self-defense, and I don't know if they were there. I do believe the two guys were unarmed. But again, 2-on-1.
Well, so there was that case in New York where there was that bodega operator who he was cornered in his bodega by the big burly guy.
Okay.
And that guy was unarmed, and the bodega operator stabbed him.
Okay, but he was cornered. That's
right.
That is a big part of self-defense. I could not go anywhere.
Not in Texas.
Well, each state's got to stand your ground, protect your property. Yeah. But the point is for self-defense, you have to prove that you could not escape.
Not in Texas, you don't.
Okay, well...
In New York, you do.
Well,
not in Texas.
In New York, they arrest you for rescuing people.
Well, yeah. But in Texas, you can shoot a motherfucker for, looking at you wrong. I mean, Texas is, the most... weird state when it comes to that.
So there was an incident in Texas. I may have talked about this or not. I don't know, but we have new listener. We have a new listener probably now. There was a guy who his neighbor went out of town, and his neighbor goes, "Hey, keep an eye on my property."
Okay.
And somebody was breaking into his neighbor's house. So he calls 911, and he's like, "Yeah, there's two people in my neighbor's house. He told me to keep an eye on it."
Yeah.
Send the police, are breaking in. I'm going over with my gun.
Right.
And then 911 operator's like, "Sir, no. Put your gun down. Let's go back to your house. The cops are on their way." And all of a sudden you hear, "Oh, too late. Boom. You're dead." And he goes, boom. And then the gun went boom. He went, "You're dead." So he shot the one guy in the yard.
Yeah.
And the other guy took off, and I believe he got a shot in that guy's leg, too. Yeah. And they tried arresting him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was given permission to protect my neighbor's property.
Right. Yeah.
So I did what I was supposed to do, and he got off.
Texas lets you protect property. And they took this kid's backpack, we're rifling through it, and they put hands on the kid. Now I don't know the size difference. I know that these two were athletes and he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't? He looked athletic.
He might have been a track runner or something. He wasn't a football player.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to come down to jury selection and how good your lawyer is and that kind of
Is it in Texas? Because you keep bringing up
Texas.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably not looking real well. With the kid on the bus.
Bus.
The colored boys on the bus.
Oh yeah. That's the other problem. Is
it's
Texas,
called a recall joke.
Texas,
recall.
Yeah. Texas has those things too, where if you get the wrong jury, you could be a black guy from another state, and they're like, "Yeah, that's guilty. He's a black guy. Put him in jail." Who the fuck knows, man?
Yeah, no, like I said, they claim there's a video out there. Again, if you want to watch it, you go find it.
I will.
Need to see somebody die.
Absolutely go watch it.
If
it exists.
Yeah, but so
that's why I like the Rittenhouse case. So because the videos, there was 5 videos the next day.
Yeah,
high definition, clear as fucking day. The most airtight self-defense case of all time in the history of the world. Not even kidding. And they still put him on trial.
Yeah, well,
that's Wisconsin.
That was political.
Wisconsin is fucking retarded. And yes, it was political.
So do you know a lot about the Rittenhouse case? Because that has
I've watched the entire fucking thing.
No, but they said they made a claim that he did not cross state lines to do this. But I know
depends on what you mean by to do this.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Because I know he lived in Illinois.
He lived in Zion, which is on the border of Wisconsin.
Right.
And his father lived in Racine, which is where the incident happened.
Oh, that was Kenosha.
Oh, yeah, Kenosha. Yeah. And he would always visit his father all the time.
Right.
So he knew businesses in the area.
But his home address was in
Zion. Maybe Illinois. Antioch or one of those border.
It might have been Antioch.
Border suburbs.
Yeah, Zion. I don't know if
they're all border suburbs.
Is there a Zion, Illinois?
Yes.
Okay. But it's up on the cheesehead, so we don't care.
So yes, he went to the town where he spends half of his time.
Right.
With the intent of protecting local businesses from riots. But he did
cross state line. But he didn't cross state lines to kill the people or to shoot the people. He was helping protect a friend's car dealership. So.
And the gun never crossed state lines. The gun was always in Wisconsin. That's the one thing people say. Well, his mom drove him across state lines with a rifle and blah. No.
Okay, yeah, and you're right about that.
The gun was always in Wisconsin. It never left Wisconsin.
Okay. Speaking of crossing state lines and living in one state and saying you live in another state.
Yeah.
Leticia James.
Oh yeah, I did see this one. Yeah,
she might be going to jail.
Yeah,
she's a little nervous. And what did wait?
I was wondering where she came up with this theory about Trump because like it's so ridiculous, and it turns out
she was doing it. But did you hear that on the mortgage application? This is legit. She put her father's name down as her spouse to get a better mortgage rate because I think she was younger or he had more money.
So ridiculous.
And then now they're going to the house in Virginia to see who lives there, and there's a no trespassing sign out front.
Of course.
And somebody in the window, go away, we have no comment. Go away. Yeah, I bet you have no comment.
Oh my God! Prosecutors are the fucking slimiest motherfuckers, man. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just like a Congress. You've got the one up in Wisconsin, in Minnesota, that married her brother. Yeah. To gain entry to the country.
No, to gain his entry into the country.
Oh, to gain his entry into the country. Oh, and speaking of Democrats in Congress, AOC is looking like a front runner for the 2020 election.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Now, will she keep Bernie Sanders by her side, or do you think she'll ditch him?
No, she'll use him to like get him in second place, and then like make him quit. Like
she'll pay him off, and he'll go buy another supercar.
Give him another mansion,
and then he'll be like, "We have to stop the millionaires." And then a year later, he's like, "We have to stop the billionaires," because he's now a millionaire. Yeah. Fucking idiot. Jesus Christ! You don't think we see this?
Well, then when he becomes a billionaire,
I know
we have to stop the trillionaires.
Oh God. So, and then we got the Van Halen guy. What is the proper pronounce of his name?
Who? I don't.
Okay,
I saw the post, but like I'm like, what is this?
Well, it was a Biden speech. I'm pretty sure I put it on here.
It's on the home.
Oh, so it might be. It's attached to the Maryland guy.
Here, Rev Halen. Oh. El Salvador told Senator Van Halen, or whatever the hell his name is, to pound sand.
Yeah, so basically the senator from Maryland decided to go to, what country is that again?
El Salvador?
El Salvador. Like he has any pull over there. And first of all, he was trying to negotiate the release of this guy.
Yeah.
So a senator was negotiating with the president of another country.
Okay.
Are they allowed to do that?
Depends on what is exactly taking place.
He broke the I had the name, the same thing they went after Trump's guy for.
The Logan Act. But it's very, very narrow as to what counts for that. Like
he was legit negotiating with the president.
It has to be more specific than that.
He was attempting to negotiate the release of this guy.
It has to be more specific than that. Like it's not that simple.
Lock him up anyway.
Why the guy shouldn't be there?
No, bullshit. The guy should be there.
No, he shouldn't.
Okay, what do you know? Tell me why.
Was this the same guy we talked about last week?
Yes, it is. Tell me why.
Doesn't he have a green card?
Yes.
So then he's not an illegal alien.
He's an MS-13 gang member.
How do you know?
2 judges. He went to 2 different courtrooms. ICE agents, the local police, and pictures of him in the past. And when he was arrested, he was found with other MS-13 gang members.
In other words,
and drugs on him.
In other words, you have no actual trial with a conviction.
You want this due process thing, and I'm willing to
forego. He has a green card.
And he broke the law.
So does everybody every fucking day. You break 5 laws every fucking day.
I do? Just 5?
On average.
Oh, on average?
Yes.
Just 5? I got
It's probably more than that.
But I'm an American citizen. I got rights.
Everybody has rights.
No, if you have a green card, you have less rights.
Bullshit.
You're a guest.
Where do rights come from, Ron? We've talked about this. Where do rights come from?
We're not going to yell. We're not going to scream. We have a guest in the house. Although he would yell and scream with you, so I would just.
I don't know. I think he's actually on your side on some of these things.
I don't know, but So the guy is confirmed. He's even. Did you know the El Salvadoran gang, MS-13? They wear Chicago Bulls hats to identify themselves.
They what?
They wear a Chicago Bulls hat because they're so. Within their hierarchy, their higher ups get a bull tattoo because of the horns.
Okay.
And they've also adopted the Chicago Bulls.
So now everybody on 26th Street is an MS-13 member.
If they have the tattoo. And you cannot get that tattoo unless you're a high-ranking
Anybody
member.
can get any fucking tattoo at any time they want.
Okay.
Go down on the strip. There's tattoo joints all over the place.
And you go right ahead and get the MS-13 gang symbol tattoo and go walk around Naked City. And see how long you last out there.
Stupid. This is stupid.
No, it's not. It is. It's stupid to fucking put a goddamn piece of ink on your body that tells the cops who you are. Do you have tattoos?
No, I don't.
Yeah, neither do I. Why? Because I'm like, why would I want to put something on my body that helps cops identify?
Well, yeah, exactly. But
if
you're into that, then I don't give a fuck.
Well, if you're dumb enough to do it, you're dumb enough to get the fuck out of here. And they put him in the... I don't know. I'm all for property rights, personal rights. I'm all for this. But we had to tolerate Biden letting... we had to... Whoever the president was when the auto pen was being signed, whoever let these people in, we had to tolerate that.
You still keep going back to the same fucking thing when
I'm willing to forget some things to go after them. I've said my piece on this. We agreed on
turn
nothing
off
on this.
welfare and say, okay, you're on your own. You want to stay? You get a fucking job.
So that's
all you gotta do.
I'm calling bullshit on that because I'm gonna tell you exactly where you got that from. You got that from Ron Paul.
I didn't get it from anybody. I just thought of it on my own.
Ron Paul has always said that.
Yes, and he's correct.
And he is. Except unless you have gang members and criminals in here, then they're just going to rob and steal.
You shoot them.
Oh my! In New York City,
there's 400 million guns in America.
You cannot carry a gun.
I don't give a fuck what New York City does. That's New York. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. If they want to live like idiots, take over. Let the gangs take them over. I don't give a fuck.
Actually, New York has a program to get them out of New York now.
Okay, let's pretend that New York says MS-13 welcome. Right? Sanctuary city for MS-13. Like, they explicitly say this. Wouldn't that be good for you? Because all the MS-13 members that are in Vegas would say, oh, I'm going to New York, SA.
We may not be an official sanctuary city, but Metro will not help Homeland Security.
But I'm saying, if New York says it's free reign, do whatever you want, they're all going to go to New York.
Okay, and the benefits have been cut off. And they're going to rob and steal to get the money so they can still buy their bologna sandwich.
I don't give a fuck what they do in New York.
Okay,
why do you care about New Yorkers?
If they're committing crimes, they need to go.
Why do you care about New Yorkers?
I care about everybody.
No, you don't.
I care about.
You don't care about the MS-13 members.
If you're a criminal, I do not care about you.
The government is criminals.
I don't like
ICE
them either.
is criminals.
I don't like them either.
But you're not trying to kick ICE out.
Have I not said my view on ICE?
But you're not trying to kick him out.
If you want to kick these fuckers out, do it, but follow the Constitution.
Oh my God.
Okay? Now
their existence doesn't follow the Constitution.
Their due process thing will get a little bit iffy.
No!
But they are going through judges. They are using judges.
Yes, they finally started
but what
doing something.
But correctly. Explain why the Democrats are hanging their hat on this Maryland guy. He's the best they have. He's a wife abuser.
Well, hold on.
Confirmed wife abuser.
What do you mean confirmed? Who's confirmed it?
His wife has called 911. My husband won't stop hitting me.
because women never lie on the phone to the cops, right? Right. Women never lie.
He had a green card. He could have challenged
Women never lie about going into space, right? Right?
Well, no, a man lied. They would have always, actually, they told the women they were in space, and they're dumb enough to believe it. It's not my fucking fault they're fucking the dumbest women we have up there. Send a smart woman up. She would have went, yeah, we're not in space, motherfuckers. Now, a restraining order was issued on him.
That means nothing.
Went to court. A judge had to have some evidence.
No, they don't.
Then fight it. If you're called a wife abuser and you don't fight it, guess what you are?
You don't have to fight anything.
Then you're a wife
abuser. That's not how the system works. You're innocent until proven guilty.
And you're found guilty in a courtroom.
But he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
To get a restraining order, you have to go in front of a judge.
You don't have to be found guilty.
To get a restraining order, you have to go in front of a judge. You have a chance to fight.
You don't have to be found guilty of anything.
You have a chance to.
You don't have to be found guilty of anything. The judge. They do this all the fucking time in family court. They issue restraining orders for nothing.
Okay, so we have 911 calls, we have hospital visits, and we have judges.
Okay. So why isn't there a trial?
Why? We don't know that there was. I mean, again...
This is your case, though. You're the one bringing it up.
The judge issued the restraining order. He had a chance...
Judges can just make shit up during these hearings.
So why would he not defend himself?
Who says he didn't?
Well, if he did, he did.
With what lawyer? With what money? With what lawyer?
You can defend yourself.
Yeah, okay. Does he even speak English?
Well, he doesn't speak English. He needs to go.
No!
I don't care about
stupid.
No, if you're a visitor here, follow our fucking laws.
No, there's fucking 2 million
fucking
fucking
up white women.
Dude, do you know how many laws there are in this country?
Because a black woman would just beat your ass, dude.
Do you know how many laws there are in this country?
Way too many.
Okay, then don't say follow our laws. Nobody even knows how many laws there are.
True.
So then you can't say follow the laws.
Well, no, if you're accused of something, defend yourself.
No!
He chose that.
You have to prove.
He obviously
the court
had
has
money.
to prove it.
He obviously had money because he was dealing drugs.
Dude, the court has to prove that you're guilty. You don't have to defend yourself. You can just stand there and say, prove it.
Okay, here's the pictures. Here's the 911 call. Here's the arresting officer's
That's
body
not
cam.
proof.
Man, woman in house, woman all beat up.
Okay,
man standing there with,
do they have that though?
They were issued. Okay, have you ever went after a restraining order or TPO?
No.
Do you know what TPO is? It's temporary protection order.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not easy to get.
Okay, depends on what state you live in.
They're not.
Yeah, okay.
Nevada, they're not easy to get.
In Maryland, I bet they are.
And you know that because
Maryland's a Democrat state, and
so's Nevada.
women never lie.
So's Nevada.
No, Nevada's mixed.
Mixed? What are you talking about?
Nevada's mixed.
We have black people and white people. Yeah, I know that.
We're mixed politically.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're currently a blue state. Now,
Dude, your definition is retarded.
Google it.
We voted for Trump.
Okay, so with the election of our Republican governor, now we might be turning purple, they said. But right now...
We've been purple forever.
Bullshit, we were solid blue.
No, we weren't. We were solid blue for like the Obama era and Biden, and that's it.
What makes it stay blue?
There's no one answer that I can give for that.
State legislators.
No, that's part of it, sure.
And they're all blue.
Yes, we are blue on that.
All blue.
Yes.
And we had a blue governor. And we
had
a blue governor, which just recently changed.
Okay.
And so I'm saying, if you go back, we had Republican governors.
Yes.
And then it went blue, 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 blue.
That's what makes it purple.
No, decades passed.
We didn't have decades of Democrats.
The legislators were blue and the senators were blue.
Not
the governor
for
was
decades.
blue. And we voted for a blue governor.
For 1 decade.
That's
1 decade.
Biden won
yeah.
Nevada.
Okay, but you think he cheated?
Oh, I know he cheated.
Well, then you can't say he won Nevada.
Well, he did.
No, they cheated Nevada.
They cheated to win in a bunch of
But
states.
that doesn't make it blue.
But in the history books, we were thumbing through the history books.
Nevada is not a blue. It's always been a purple state.
It's turning
regardless, purple. Maryland is deep fucking blue. They've always been blue for like 150 fucking years. And the blue slogan is "Believe all women," or one of their slogans.
What's another one? We have another one.
Black Lives Matter.
Could that be the Monero challenge?
No, well, I want to do something with our guests.
Okay. Oh, we were guests today.
Yeah.
That might be a fun one, but we can come up with something else later on of that. But no, so the Democrats are like legit, like they're trying to make a point on this, and they did a data dump last night on all this criminal record this guy has done. He has a criminal record. Whether guilty or not guilty, defend yourself.
That's not how it works. Jesus Christ.
It's exactly how it works.
No, it isn't.
If you're arrested and accused of charges, you defend yourself.
No, you don't. You make the state prove those charges.
In court, you defend yourself.
No, you just stand there and make them prove it.
There's the prosecutor and what's the word for the other side of the table?
The defense.
Wait, what?
Defense.
What does the defense do? They defend their fucking client.
Dude.
Wait, you didn't see that one coming? You're worse than a goddamn Democrat.
So
I set it up. Defense.
Yeah, I understand where you were going.
Yeah, I don't think you did because you were kind of shocked.
No, I did.
Okay, but so no, it's you defend yourself.
You can literally say nothing, call 0 witnesses, and still be acquitted because it's not your job to say anything in court.
You do realize there's juries involved with this.
Okay.
So if you do nothing and say nothing, you're going to be found guilty.
Depends.
Depends
on how bad the case is.
Okay. Pictures of battered wife. Pictures of bloody knuckles.
I'm saying they have to do that in the trial.
That's what it's there for.
But it's not up to him to say, "Hey, can I go defend myself?" No, they have to set up the trial.
Right. They say we have.
But they didn't do that.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. He never went to trial.
No, whoa, wait! I'm talking about the battered wife shit.
Yeah.
And he did go to trial to get the restraining order.
That's not trial.
Is the judge in there?
Yes.
Are lawyers in there?
Maybe. I don't know for sure. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
There's no jury.
That's personal choice.
No, there's not. There's no jury. It's a fucking restraining order hearing. It's not a trial.
Okay, well...
There's no evidence presented. There's no indictment.
Do you have any evidence he did not beat his wife?
That's not how it works.
No, I'm asking you.
I don't need it. That's not how it works.
Okay.
If you're accused of a crime, the state has to prove that you're guilty.
Right, and they're proving that you're guilty.
No, they're not. They have to go to court in a trial. Okay. You have to hold a criminal fucking trial. You can't just say restraining order, therefore. That's how they do the red flag laws. Oh, you got a restraining order. We get to take your guns away. No, asshole. You got to convict somebody. What is this?
They just did a data drop last night.
Yeah, I don't maybe there are convictions in there, but I don't know. I'm just saying, on the assumption that there aren't, you don't just get to say this.
The front shit's all gonna be the stuff that he was illegally deported, which he was not. It's all gonna be the shit that's just Maryland man trial. This is beating. Oh, beating wife. All I'm saying, the Democrats are fucking stupid.
Well, this is all they have. I mean, they don't have any, like... Actually, there was a case in Florida that I started writing about just today. So, like, this guy's not perfect.
Hold on. Husband convicted of beating wife. Oh, killing wife. I'm good, wrong one.
Yeah, that's a different guy.
Well, how do we know? I mean...
So there was a guy in Florida. He was riding in a car with some illegals.
Okay.
So they arrest the whole group of them. Although this guy's a U.S. citizen. He was born here.
Okay.
But now they're holding him in an ICE detention center. And they won't accept his birth certificate or any other proof of his citizenship.
Ugh.
It's like...
That one's kind of gross. But
this could be their new poster boy if they want.
Cite your source.
Someone linked it to me just like right before the show, so I didn't get a chance.
Because the media is lying their asses off right now.
They're not lying about this. It's not.
They're not lying about this, but they lie about that.
This is all a bunch of facts that are like verifiable facts.
Okay.
U.S.-born man held for ICE under Florida's new anti-immigration law. So, like, Florida just passed a law where they can't interfere. This is like some local Florida newspaper.
Florida Phoenix?
Yeah.
I guess Rise Out of the Ashes or whatever. Well, let's see how that plays out. But he hasn't left the country
So,
yet.
Democrats, if you want to pick a different guy, maybe go for this guy.
Well, let's find out what shit, if this guy's a shithead or not. But literally, I want to know how I wanted that senator to actually have to go in the prison, and we just shave his head and leave him in there, too.
Well, now there I agree with you. Deport all the senators. Deport all the Congress people except for Thomas Massey. And deport Trump, too. Get them all out. I don't give a
Get the whole lot of them.
Get them all out.
So, okay. Well, at least that didn't come to, like, a screaming match. That's cool. The word retard wasn't thrown out. That's a win for us.
I do want to mention something up. So, a couple weeks ago, we had an interview with Paranoia Machinery, and he runs the Outlaw Crypto podcast. So we should be showing up at his show within a week or two.
The highest rated show he's ever going to have.
So I wanted to, absolutely. I wanted to give him a shout out. Let him know that he is more than welcome to come on our show anytime he wants, as long as he has a good topic.
Hell, I want to go to Columbia and visit him.
Yeah. No, it's a really good show. Outlaw Crypto Podcast. He really deep dives into various privacy coins and other shit.
If you're not a crypto guy like me, watch the show anyway, because we did a lot of non-crypto talk.
Yeah.
We did some crypto talk because that's the theme of his show. But I couldn't say anything crypto, so I just started talking shit.
But
it was fun.
His show is very educational, even for like lay people. Because he says he's not very tech oriented. I think he is.
I think he is too.
He knows what he's talking about. But if you're just like trying to dabble, get into it. Listen to a show. Like he really goes.
Yeah, he was actually. I enjoyed talking. I truly enjoyed talking with him.
Yeah, look out for us on his show, and maybe look out for him on our show. Soon.
Maybe he'll get a highest rated show, so he'll have to come on here for a second round, and he can talk about Colombian politics.
Those are fun.
Yeah. No, I got a friend of mine who's got. I just found out he's got like 2 yachts in Colombia, and he goes, "It's actually pretty nice."
Your friend is a coke dealer.
I mean, the guy is very wealthy. He's a quasi friend. He's more of a work contact.
Is his last name Escobar?
Pablo Escobar. No, he's actually he's like, when I say a white guy, he's like hardcore white. Not a white supremacist. He's got the blonde hair, the pale white skin. I mean, at least I've got some.
He's one of the escaped Nazis that fled to South America. Okay.
He was out there hanging with Hitler.
I heard Hitler. Did we talk about this?
We talked about it on the Crypto Guys website.
Okay.
And it's funny because I brought it up, and he was one-upping me. And I'm like, I love this guy because apparently Hitler did not die.
No, there's been a story going around for a long time saying that Hitler did have doubles. Okay, like a lot of dictators have doubles.
Right. Well, Joe Biden.
And allegedly, the guy that shot himself in the bunker, if he shot himself, was one of Hitler's doubles. While the real Hitler secretly escaped
with the CIA's help through Project Paperclip. Because they were dispersing.
I don't know if that was the original story, but that might be part of the news story.
That's kind of kind of the news story.
But the original story is like Hitler escaped to South America and like lived out until the 1970s or something. But like there was something as part of the It was a doc drop. Like, which one was it? Declassification of something or other. And it said like Hitler, like Colombia was, or Argentina, or one of those countries was like confirming that Hitler was there in the 50s or something.
Oh no, it was the libertarian guy. He did a WikiLeaks data drop. Like,
Okay.
He did the data drop.
Yeah.
And it said Hitler was alive in his country.
But I know he got it from somewhere. But I forget where. It might have been the JFK files, or it was something that came out recently.
Yeah.
Where there was this one page and it's like, oh yeah, Hitler's in South America. Like what? What the fuck?
Oh man. Yeah, no, because I never really jumped on that one.
We know a lot of high-profile Nazis did escape there.
No, well, we used them all. The guy who faked the moon landing was a Nazi, and we had him run at NASA when we faked the moon landing. So go figure.
He was gone before that, I think.
But you know what's really popping up now, and I've always avoided this conspiracy, is 9/11.
Why? Well, why is it popping up?
I don't know if there's been data drops on this or what, but they're really coming hardcore that it was staged. It was not. It was no. It's not one of my conspiracies I ever wanted to go into.
We all saw planes hit the buildings.
Okay, but remote control. Were they piloted or were they remote control?
Oh my god! Like,
No, I'm
you
just
think
saying.
they could just remote control a plane like that?
Yeah.
Back in 2001?
Why couldn't they?
Dude, I couldn't even fucking like play Xbox back then. It was so bad. Like remember like they came out with like motion control, like the Wii, the Wiimote. How bad that fucking thing was? You're telling me they can remote control a plane?
The retail's technology we buy at the store is the same as the government?
Dude, it's not that far ahead. Like you're on your mind.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Nintendo Wii was far more advanced than anything the government was doing.
Oh, come
on, it's Nintendo. Nintendo is fucking top of the line.
This is Japanese, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why. No,
and it sucked. The controller sucked.
I was never a chemtrail guy. Now I'm starting to venture over to that, and I've always avoided the 911 conspiracy because it's just I saw it on TV, so it must be true.
I don't.
What?
I'm not saying the official story is what happened, but we all saw fucking planes hit the building.
Did you see a plane hit the Pentagon?
I don't think anyone. Well. People in D.C. saw it. So we couldn't get any camera footage of it.
So wait, the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Cameras.
Yeah.
We didn't pick up the plane coming in.
Well, they're not releasing anything that shows that.
The Pentagon you think they have more than like one camera, right?
Yeah.
They have a Ring camera at the front door. You post it, but they let you in.
Maybe.
Or they got more cameras than that.
Well, but I'm saying they're not releasing.
Why?
I don't know.
They released the 9/11s in New York stuff.
That was live TV.
Okay, so you don't think a live TV caught a plane coming in?
No, the fucking Pentagon's not in a big city like
DC.
It's not in the middle of the city, dude.
But they have camera crews in DC all the time.
Yeah, and they have a big ring where like you can't just go in there.
True, but a plane doesn't just appear and then hit.
Right, but why?
It comes in the sky.
Why would you be out in the perimeter of the Pentagon filming the Pentagon?
See, but that's my question on a lot of stuff. Why, like the plane that flipped over?
Right.
The women that were piloting a plane that landed a plane?
Right.
That's all on video.
Right.
And it was cold out.
Right, but now you're doing the opposite here.
No. Why was there a guy in his car videotaping the plane landing that flipped over?
But there was nobody filming the Pentagon.
So what I'm saying is you have an actual arguable defense.
Okay, that's my point.
So that's what I'm saying.
But so like the whole thing like people talk about is there were bombs and no, there were no fucking bombs. If you wanted to bomb the buildings, you don't need to do the planes. Just bomb the buildings. Why would you have this setup? This elaborate fucking setup with planes. Just set up the bombs.
False flags. Like Pearl Harbor.
You can still just blow the buildings up with the bombs.
Do you believe Pearl Harbor was a false flag?
Depends on what your definition is.
Just shake your head yes.
No, it depends on what your definition is.
We
didn't do it.
We allowed Japan to attack
Pearl Harbor. So Japan actually did it.
But we allowed them to. We knew they were coming and we didn't defend our property.
Okay. So if you count that as a false flag, then yes.
We allowed a foreign country to come in
Some people don't count that as a false flag. A false flag is like, I do the bad thing and then blame it on somebody else.
Okay, but we still allowed another country to attack our country so we could get into World War II.
Okay.
I mean, we started the Lend-Lease program prior to Pearl Harbor.
We did that in World War I and fucking the Spanish-American. We've been doing this forever. Who gives a fuck?
No, but what I was trying to say is, we've talked about this before, but the Lend-Lease program, you know what that is, right? Where we lent or leased all of our military equipment to our allies overseas.
You're getting off topic, though.
And then after Pearl Harbor
But you're getting off topic.
What I'm saying is they allowed Pearl Harbor to happen so we could enter
I'm
World
saying
War
if
II.
you wanted to bomb the buildings, you could just bomb them. You don't need planes.
So our government allowed American citizens to be killed by Japanese pilots. So it was Japanese.
Okay.
So we could enter World War II.
Okay.
So George Bush allowed planes to hit the World Trade Center. Okay. So we could enter into a war.
But then why would you need bombs in the buildings? There's no bombs in the buildings.
Did you see
Oh my God! There's no bombs in the fucking buildings.
What buildings?
The World Trade Center buildings.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to cite sources on that right now.
Jesus Christ! Like it's so stupid. If you're going to destroy the buildings and you need bombs to do that, then you don't need planes at all. Just bomb the buildings. It's dumb. Like you're introducing points of failure. Like, what if your kamikaze pilot says, oh, you know what, I'm not doing this stupid shit. There's no virgins, there's no afterlife. Then your plan is fucked up.
Dude, other cultures are fucking, they do weird shit. I mean...
Okay, then you don't need bombs. Jihads. But then you don't need bombs. Just hit the planes into the building, which is what happened. This is so stupid.
A plane hitting building.
Yeah.
Now, this building was designed to take a hit from an airplane. By the way, just so it was. It was. Just like the John Hancock Center. Just like the John Hancock Center in Chicago. It was designed...
Yeah, just because something is designed to do something doesn't mean it does something.
No, actually, the John Hancock Center could take a hit from it because it has an exoskeleton. It has an exoskeleton.
I don't necessarily believe that a plane would not take that down either.
The exoskeleton would protect it.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, yeah. I wish I could find that video.
君んちテレビちゃんと映ってる？
あ、うちテレビないです。
So the buildings have not collapsed here yet.
Oh, really? You sure?
Right. No, hold on though. So the planes have hit them, obviously.
Yeah.
You're going to start seeing the slowdown explosions down here. Now, that could be explained. No, that could be explained with gas pipes being severed, electrical light, high voltage electrical lights being severed. So it can be explained. And I'm...
What the
fuck? Am I on Al Jazeera?
Japanese. You don't recognize Japanese?
No. Do you?
Yes.
Oh, because you work for the FBI, so you're multilingual.
I don't speak it, I just recognize it. Yeah, this is a long-ass video.
I know.
Can't just listen to this whole thing.
All right, so... all I'm saying is I'm open now to the 9/11 one. I'm going to research it.
But that doesn't mean that they had all these bombs and that it was actually Israel and that it was all this like conspiracy tired bull like with fucking Charlie from Sunny in Philadelphia on the street. Like it doesn't mean you need all that. You don't need all that shit.
The one thing that I'm curious about is Israel's been popping up a lot in our history of our disasters.
Well, of course, they're maniacs.
Okay.
Have you read about the history of just Israel by themselves? Or decided it all?
No, I haven't, but I do know there's one guy, he's now come, Israel cannot be a state, and he wants to stop them from being their own country.
They already are. I mean, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. He's got a plan. I don't know. I'd say out of foreign affairs, it confused me. So, I mean, we're at 48 minutes. We did that with very little news. So...
All right, so we have a guest today, and I guess we'll just kick you out and then bring him on. All right, we're here with Steve X from the Crypto is Cash project.
How you doing, Dave?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
So, tell us about what is Crypto is Cash.
Well, it's really not much. It's just a brand I gave in an attempt to kind of give a cohesive message to things I've been doing around town here in Vegas as far as introducing businesses to different technologies, free technologies that they can use to accept crypto, and it's just been a little bit of a journey hunting for this stuff, and I've done pretty good finding some of this stuff. So.
Cool. Yeah, so just tell us, what kind of stuff you've done, and what kind of roadblocks you've had, and how people in other cities might go about something similar.
Right. Well, actually, I'm going to go out of sequence here a bit. I was having a discussion with a friend today, and he told me that he spends a lot of time in Guatemala, and that they actually like using Bitcoin down there.
Is it actually Bitcoin or is it Lightning? Or because I know they have their
really don't know because he's not a crypto guy. He just goes down there and likes doing stuff. But he runs into problems where he needs to take lots of cash down there. Mm-hmm. And I says, well, if the vendors are accepting Bitcoin down there, I'll teach you some stuff. And you don't have to worry about carrying large amounts of cash on the plane. I think the government in Guatemala had taken if it wasn't him, it was somebody else, had taken like thousands of dollars from these people because they're like, oh yeah, you can't leave the country with this money. We need that here, you know, because it's U.S. dollars and they like using it. But basically, gosh, I don't even know how I got into this. I like the idea of cryptocurrency being a freedom money, being a non-controlled money. I like that it's pretty much inflation resistant. I got into crypto via Bitcoin. And it didn't really take that long. Like within a year, I realized, okay, it's got a limited supply. Everybody's touting that like it's the greatest thing on earth. However, that just means eventually one guy's going to own it all, you know. And it's very easy with a limited supply for the government to say, hey, okay, we're collecting our taxes in Bitcoin now. Thank you for your Bitcoin. Here's your U.S. dollar version of whatever the hell we want, right? I just started seeking out other things. The first one I found was Litecoin, and it's still got a limited supply, but anyway, it transacted faster. The fees for Bitcoin is what really turned me off. That threw me off. I was getting into the Lightning Network. I got what was called the Moon Wallet, which was a really easy to use Lightning wallet. It was awesome. It would transfer fast. It was like everything you would love about crypto and electronic money. And then I had a low amount on there, like less than $20, and I couldn't move it because at the time the Bitcoin transaction fees were like as much as or more than I had in my account. So as soon as the Bitcoin fees came down, I bailed on that. And I might have even just said fuck this altogether and just called it a day. You know, like I said, it was only less than $20. So as I got further into it, I really don't know how I got into it. I really don't know how I got into wanting to make it a currency, but I did. Or make it usable by people.
I mean, that was the original idea behind it, right? The white paper and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you read the white paper, and it was electronic cash, is what they did. It was meant to be money. It was meant for two things: to be able to do electronic transactions without needing a third party, and then the other thing was the open blockchain, which was a positive thing for the Bitcoin thing, meaning that the governments couldn't just print as much money as they wanted. Right. Let me get focused back on what I'm here for. So Crypto's Cash is basically just a small effort on my part. It's not incorporated or anything like that. It's just a brand, so I'm not using my own personal name for this stuff. But I utilize an application called BitRequest, and I came upon this after a lot of research and looking at different products and different tools that were out there. And this one was very nice because it takes seconds to set up. Well, minutes really. But it's very easy to set up. You just need your XPub or NPub or whatever pub in there, and then it just generates the new addresses for you. And the thing is with an ordinary crypto wallet, if you hand a crypto wallet, you know, you're my employee, I hand you a crypto wallet, and you want to do my business, you know, here to the customers, here you can do the crypto, pay us with crypto, pay us with crypto. Well, most crypto wallets are multiple currencies, so there's a lot of buttons to push before you get to the right one, and your average employee isn't going to know how to do that, especially if you're working at a little restaurant or something like that. So I needed something very simple, and of course the worst part is you're giving your employees basically your bank, you know, your bank account information, so they could easily just go and turn around and spend that money, you know, if they wanted to, and then just not show up the next day if you have a good crypto day or something like that. So I needed something that was fast, easy to use, easy to set up, easy to maintain, and easy for the employees to just go, there you go. Yeah. So it needs to be as easy as or easier than like Apple Pay. And BitRequest pretty much covers that. And the developer was really cool. I've reached out to him for a couple of things. He got USDC to the Polygon network to work, which the Polygon network, it's a second layer for like Ethereum based stuff, but it's Polygon, and it's just fast and cheap. So if you're going to use Ethereum, it's going to cost you probably $10 or $15 to do even the stupidest transaction, you know? Whereas Polygon is hundreds or even thousands of a cent for a transaction. Super cheap. I don't want to get into the negatives of the Ethereum world and second layers and everything, but I needed a stable coin to talk to the businesses about, because not every business is going to want to deal with collecting, you know, $500 of Bitcoin one day and have the price drop, and now it's worth $250. So that's part of the plan to get things going. And basically, there's just too many fucking moving parts for this to really work. It's hard. Even the vendors who are interested in it, well, how do I train my employees? How do I handle this? How do I handle that? So I'm working on all these things. And the way I'm watching the technology move, it seems like it's just a matter of time before we'll be able to get a decentralized smart contract. So we won't need a bank, because currently there's services out there like BitPay that they'll accept any crypto. Like they'll enable it so a business can accept any crypto, but then they immediately convert it to US dollars.
Okay.
But they're the third party converting it to US dollars. So I'm thinking that there's likely going to be a smart contract coming out soon that can do that all automated in a decentralized way, in some sort of way.
I don't know, because like anytime that you're talking about real world assets, you have to rely on some third party to buy and sell that asset.
Well, I would be dealing with, like, I'm just looking for a stablecoin, any stablecoin that would work in a smart contract environment that could work like that. I'm not a tech guy. I mean, I'm not a coder. I don't know how this stuff works. And I think what I'm talking about is a little more advanced than can be done today.
Yeah.
But even at the best, if I could have it so that the manager knows how to convert it, at the end of the night would be more than enough, which is possible. And there's some good things out there, because in the DeFi world, there's stable coins that there's one app I know of, and I think there's a few out there, but Aave is fully decentralized, self-custodial, and you throw your money into the smart contract and then it earns interest because they're loaning it out. And how it's self-custodial and they loan it out, I haven't quite figured out. But they actually take collateral from their people.
I mean, what I'd like to see is like people just trade natively in whatever crypto, and then yes, there's going to be volatility, but if you have this network of people that all agree to use this crypto, you can give discounts to each other. So that will all help offset that volatility.
Well, I like Monero Market. I bought a few things on Monero Market and XMR Bazaar.
Okay.
XMR Bazaar kind of has a nicer website, and I've used their escrow, and it's a little clunky. This is all beta stuff. Like the thing is like, I keep in my mind, I'm thinking this is great, everybody should use it, and then I look at it for what it is. And what it is it's brand new technology, and especially the Monero community has very good, like that. Those two markets that they have, while they're very similar and have a lot of the same sellers, each one of them is different. So you've got a lot of competition going on there, and they've grown really fast. There's probably like 2,000 sellers on each one right now.
Nice,
close to it. But they've got the escrow systems, and eventually that can turn into a sort of decentralized thing. Possibly, there's always, when you're dealing with a physical, like you were saying earlier, when you talk about real world assets and crypto, there's always that point where there's a friction there, But so the whole economy, I'm into a crypto economy. I used to work in construction, and I'd get paid on cash on jobs, and I thought it was a fabulous thing. And there's a lot of businesses out there. See, the timing for all of this is horrible. There's a lot of businesses out there who used to be cash. But most of those owners are like 60 or 70 years old now. Because cash is, I know a lot of the businesses I'm thinking of in the Great Recession, 2008, 2009, started accepting credit cards because they had to, because nobody had any money and they needed to keep liquid. And so, even these businesses, they still accept cash and they prefer cash, but everybody pays with a card. The technology for card paying is expanded so much since Bitcoin's been invented. If everybody started using Bitcoin when it was first invented, and they did, from what I understand, I wasn't there back then.
Sort of, a little bit. I mean,
well, so when I was doing the Bitcoin thing, and I'd look up, hey, where can I spend my Bitcoin? Who's accepting Bitcoin? Blah 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 blah. There was a bunch of press releases from the hotels downtown. And they'd be talking about. This is about 2014. So you had like the D Hotel, I think it was, and whatever Derek Stevens was doing. He was really interested in crypto. I think he had the Golden Gate as well. And they were advertising, you can spend crypto here. I don't know what their mechanism was or anything like that. I think you had to go to the Bitcoin machine and cash out or something like that.
And the other thing, like, there was just so little use back then that the fees weren't going crazy. And like the way Bitcoin works is when the demand spikes, the fees go crazy because it's just poorly. I don't want to say poorly designed, because if you go read the old forum posts, like Satoshi knew that these problems were in there, and like his thinking was, we'll upgrade it as we need to, and then like the whole CIA takeover or whatever you want to call it happened, and they're like, no, this is digital gold. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, nobody knows what that is, but there's a book out there, Hijacking Bitcoin, which is very good, and they want to deliver the message so much so that you can get the free audiobook like just about anywhere. YouTube, it's all over the place. It's called Hijacking Bitcoin. I highly recommend it, especially if you're into crypto and haven't heard about this end of things. Yeah, I mean, and since then, of course, I've just discovered so many different cryptocurrencies and different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Now there's like decentralized exchanges now, like peer-to-peer decentralized exchanges, so you can trade anything. Like Basic Swap is amazing. It's still, all this stuff is still...
Yeah, we did a show on that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'll have to listen to that one. I missed it. I heard your Dr. John... Maxim.
Yeah.
I haven't called him yet, but I want him for my doctor.
Cool.
That
Nice.
great.
There you go.
We're
giving people customers. Ask if he takes crypto. I think he mentioned something that he'd be willing to.
If he does that, I'll break his arm.
Yeah.
I mean, really. So if you're a business that is even thinking about crypto or thinking about different options, or maybe preferred your cash environment where you could count your money at the end of the night,
right?
If you're even thinking about this stuff. Get a hold of me, man. Crypto is cash at proton.me is the email.
Okay.
It's crypto is cash.
Yeah, we'll have links on our site for everything.
Okay, cool. We were talking about the doctor. So yeah, if your business is going to be accepting crypto, now don't think like all of a sudden, all of your money is going to all of a sudden be in crypto. It's probably not. You're probably going to get 1 or 2 customers a month at the most. So it's not like the amount of crypto you get is going to affect your business. So the volatility is just, it's part of a learning process.
Right.
So the volatility won't affect your business. You'll do maybe $100 of business in a month.
Yeah, and like if you don't want to be in crypto, like you just want to have that available for your customers, there's networks of people where like you can sell that crypto.
So I'll buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you got Monero, I'll buy it at par. I'll buy it 0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you're here in Vegas, and I know you've been focusing on local businesses. Do you want to talk about some successes you've had with some of our businesses here?
I haven't had any successes.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, I got a kid that...
No, but you always post in the chat room about, hey, these guys take crypto, but...
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I do?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I talked to the... So, he's a car detailer. Caden.
Okay.
I met him at the Tech Alley event in Henderson, and which is really cool that Las Vegas and Henderson have these tech conventions once a month. It's nice. Anyway, he came out, detailed my car. I think he's doing it to get through college, so he needs the cash to pay his bills. But I did tip him in crypto, and he sat there and listened to me talk to him about teaching him some stuff for about an hour.
Cool.
I turned him onto the Edge wallet, which is the wallet I promote for newbies and people who are not familiar with crypto at all. I highly recommend the Edge wallet. It's got just a lot of features that are easy to deal with for people who are not technologically minded. The Double Down Saloon, I probably shouldn't say their name. I've been talking to them about it.
Oh, we already posted the sticker up there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I put the link to them and everything.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I've been talking to them just casually about accepting crypto, and it's not going to happen anytime soon there, unless you guys start going in and ask for it. You know? And of course, at the Vegas Bitcoin group, I got some accept crypto Bitcoin stickers from them, and I've kind of taken to just posting them on business windows to see what the reaction might be, So we'll see if you advertise it, people might come in and say, "Hey, so you accept crypto?" Oh no, what? The sticker outside. What? But the whole thing is, it gets people asking.
Right. Yeah. It never hurts to ask. Like, exactly. I mean, I went down to the farmers markets when we were about to do our barbecue, and man, like there was like people like, "Oh yeah, that might be cool," but nobody was already taking it. Nobody was like really into accepting it. And that was surprising because like you would think a farmer's market, like these are the people that would be into cash or silver rounds or ammunition or like whatever.
Ammunition.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna shoot my candles.
But they weren't. They all had like the little square machines and they're all tied up with the big banks. It's like
Yep. Yeah, so crypto's it's bankless. It's totally bankless. And the better part of accepting, things like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Monero is that they have all got a nice privacy feature, so the amount can be obfuscated somehow, and then you can take that and roll it into a stable coin for usually about that 1 or 2% that you're paying the credit card company, maybe less, or exchange with some people here in town,
right?
If that's your thing, But you don't need a bank. This is DeFi. This is 2024,
right.
2008, 2009 when Bitcoin came out. It literally changes the map of the world, and that map is in the process of being changed.
Right.
But there's a podcast called Bankless where they're pretty mainstream. They talked a lot of regulations. It's a very good macro podcast, high level stuff, and they get good guests. But their whole notion is you don't need the banking system. You don't need a bank. We can transact with money without the bank. The only reason we have banks nowadays and electronic payments that we do now is because that was the only technology that was available when things developed. Prior to that, what was it? It was anathema to use a credit card in the 1950s and 60s, even through the 80s and 90s.
You gotta be a rich guy. You gotta be, I have Diners Club.
Yeah, exactly. And then debit cards came out, which kind of massaged everybody into the whole, it's okay to accept electronic payments. But usually people use their debit card to go to the ATM and get $20 out or $100 out. You didn't spend money every day like that with your debit card. And if you did, you were getting charged, 25-cent fees for this stuff? It was not cheap. You got charged for using your debit card.
Yeah, I used to be like in my 20s or so, all credit card, because I would be like a rewards harvester.
I'll stop you there.
Okay.
I used to be in my 20s too.
No, I used to be a rewards harvester.
Okay.
Right? Because they all had these rewards programs, and I don't pay interest, right?
Right.
So I'll take the 25% interest and then get maximum rewards back, and then just never pay you a penny in interest. But eventually I realized they're doing a lot of spying on you. They're sending that info to the government, to whoever the fuck, who knows where they're sending that info. And breaches happen and all your info gets out. And I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna do cash from now on. So I've been almost all cash. I do have some money in the bank, and the way I handle it is it's just enough to cover a couple months worth if I need to, and then if I ever go over that, I just take that out, and then I spend cash.
Yep. I like cash because makes budgeting a lot easier. I give myself a certain amount once a week.
Yeah.
And that's my money for the week.
Yeah.
And
if the pile's there, then you're doing good.
Right. Exactly. And if I go over, I know I'm going over. It's like, okay, I need to curb some spending and things like that. And then it allows me to have more money for crypto and saving and stuff like that. So I'm not so strict with the bank. I've got a pretty, I got a lifestyle that requires banking. So
here's what gets me is that after the 2008 financial crisis, they changed the laws around banking to where. So if you remember, the banks were failing, and they said we need a bailout, and Bush at the time said, "Okay, here's your bailout." And then Obama, everyone thought, Obama's going to shut this shit down because he was like, the Bush bailouts were terrible. So we all elected Obama, and he's like, just kidding, I love bailouts. So they changed the way the laws work around banking to where they no longer need to do a bailout. So now they can do what's called a bail-in. And what that means is when you put money in the bank, that's the bank's money. That's not your money. And if they go under, they can take that account to make themselves whole. And yes, it's technically a loan that they owe you back. Good luck collecting. What are you going to do, sue them?
I think in that circumstance, it's unlikely that the bank's going to take your money because the government will just give them more to give you back, and the FDIC, unless you've got...
Well, but then inflation's going to go nuts.
Yeah, well, inflation's going to go nuts. There's no doubt about that. I mean, if anybody elected Trump thinking he's going to, be conservative with money, they're a fool. He's going to be printing his brains out because he likes hard assets, and when he prints his brains out, the price of his assets go up.
Yeah, so anything else we want to cover?
I mean, really just use crypto and cash. The idea of using cash, you mentioned it here on the show quite a bit, to use cash, and using cash it's a huge deal. I don't think you touched on, the bank and the information they collect on you, and Canada during the pandemic, there was a reference there, and then Aram, who hangs out with a lot of the crypto groups, mentioned yesterday he's from Turkey, and his family had their money confiscated out of the bank. Of course, everybody here in the United States heard about that, but the United States isn't immune to this stuff.
Right? No, they'll do it.
Generally, in most cases, it's okay, but you can go on YouTube and there's several videos out there about people getting their life savings confiscated for some stupid reason. And then there's something called civil forfeiture, which happens far too often, where if you're traveling with cash in the airport, they've got DEA agents there who will just come up and, hey, we need to see your bag, because as you walk through, the x-rays see it. And then
by the way, tell them no, go get a warrant.
Yeah, but you're still, that's not going to help. Civil forfeiture, they've got their reason, they take your money no matter what. And then you get your receipt for them taking your money, and you might get it back.
Nevada actually put kind of a kibosh on that, I think, a year ago.
Really? How'd they do that?
It went to trial. A guy went to trial, said, hey, you stole my fucking money, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And the judge agreed. So in Nevada, at least, there should be no civil forfeiture.
Yeah, that makes sense in Nevada.
Now, an airport is different because the airport is federal property, you still got to be careful.
Yeah, because it was in Nevada that Marine was driving from
I think that was the one. Yeah,
Texas,
I think that was the case.
The Highway Patrol stopped him here in Nevada, and I think he had like $80,000 on him. He was going to buy a house.
Yeah.
And they took it from him.
Right.
I believe like 3 years later he got the money.
I think that was the exact case.
You got to get a lawyer, and a lawyer's going to cost you a minimum of $40,000.
Yeah.
You know, unless you got somebody like Institute for Justice who might do it pro bono.
Right.
But it's absolutely totally un-American shit. It's just like really weird, like bad stuff. And crypto can get you away from that. There's
there's ways they conceal that too, but like we talk about on the show, how to avoid that kind of stuff too.
Privacy is the thing. Other than that, just stop by, say hello. Send me an email. You got any questions or anything like that?
Give us your contact info. Like any sites you want to plug or.
I got my Nostr. I got that's where Nostr's like an open source Twitter kind of a thing. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of crypto heavy people on there, but it's pretty cool. Other than that, I got the email, crypto is cash.
Yep, so we'll put that all up on the page. And so that comes to this week's Monero challenge, which is go to one of the sites that our guest has recommended.
Okay, cool.
Or that we put under his section.
Shoot me an email.
Or shoot him an email, and then he'll forward those to us.
Yep.
And you go into the wheel for next week.
Yeah, the email needs to have the subject line Canary.
You must get a lot of emails, huh? You get to filter them?
I get a lot of emails.
All right, I think that's it for this week. So, see you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.